All right. So where I typically like to start with groups, you can pick any of the main suppliers and VACs. You can pick Apple, FunJet, Travel Impressions, Blue Sky, whoever you prefer working with. And once you get to their landing page, at the top, you'll see a tab that says Agent Resources right here. And when you scroll down, there's a couple different areas you can hop to. I usually start with the group promotions to see if there's any additional bonuses that I can, grab for my group. So I do this before, if I know it's going to be a group booking, I do this before I present the resorts to my clients at all. Just because, if AMR or Charisma or Ryu is having some sort of sale, I want to take that into consideration before I, present the package to them. So you can see AMR is having some sort of group promo right now. That's Hawaii. So Hawaii's having a lot of promos right now. Charisma, you guys know we've been talking to Cesar for quite a few weeks about all the stuff that they have going on, but you can see there's a lot of Hawaii deals in the group section. So some of these have to do with contracted bookings, like you can see here. You can also do group E's. I'm going to focus on group E's bookings today, simply because that's the easiest way to start a group. And the difference between group E's and contracted bookings is pretty straightforward, but I'll just give you a quick overview. So contracted group bookings means you are signing a contract with the hotel or resort saying, I can fill 10 rooms, 20 rooms, 50 rooms, whatever it is that you're contracting for. If it's like a wedding or like a family reunion, and you know that your clients are going to be able to fill those rooms, go ahead, book those. You're going to get that contract, you're going to have them sign it. What happens is if they do not fulfill the 10, 20, 50 rooms, whatever it is, they will lose their group rate. They will lose any perks that come along with that. And typically they have a higher threshold for the number of rooms that needs to be booked. Whereas groupies through ALG Vacations is a bit different. And I'm going to go to that page just because I want to show you guys the difference. So group E's is really great because it's just different. I prefer it because there's no contract. It's great for smaller groups. Like you can start at as low as 5 rooms and it goes up from there. The difference is you're not locking in a rate with group E's. You're not locking in a certain number of rooms. Basically, they get a lot of the perks of being a group, but there's no contract. So they're not responsible for filling the 10, 20, 50 rooms, but they still get the perks of the group. And those vary between hotel chains. So sometimes if they book, 5, 6, 7, 8 rooms, one of the rooms will be comped. They might get additional resort credits. It could be a welcome dinner, champagne brunch on the beach, things like that. So they're getting all those group perks, but you and your clients are not required to fulfill a minimum number of rooms. Like I said, they do start at 5 rooms. But the good thing is those 5 rooms don't actually even have to know each other. So I'll go into that a little bit later, and I'll show you how I kind of run groups, and sometimes the people don't even know each other. So anyway, I'm going to focus on group B's from here on out. If you have questions about contracted group bookings, you can find all of that info in VAX, in ALG, or you can email Tyler directly, and he can talk to you about the contracted groups, because they do vary widely depending on whether it's Vegas or a Caribbean resort or Hawaii. They're very different stipulations and things that you have to stick to with contracted groups. There's obviously a signature involved. There is deposits that need to be put down by a certain date. For those of you familiar with cruise groups, it's much more similar to cruise groups than it is to group E's. So for right now, I'm going to focus on group E's. What I like about it is they actually, first off, this is all you have to do to start a group is you're going to go to the groupies page. You're going to click on this little button right here, request a group promo code, and they will email it to you typically within anywhere from 4 to 24 hours. I've never even had it take 24 hours. If I send it at the end of business day, it's usually in my email by 9 a.m. the next day. And these, vary based on the package price. And so if it's a lower package price, it's a lower discount. It goes as low as $25 off each booking, and it can go up to $200, I believe, off of the higher end booking. So that's one perk, is that they get, they get a discount on the room. Now, remember, these prices are not locked in. So even though the prices are not locked in, whatever the prevailing rate is that day, they will get an additional discount on top of that. But you do have to book the minimum of 5 rooms in most cases to get that discount for each room. So once you get your groupies promo code, it's real easy. I'm just going to show you quick, one of the groups I'm already booking into, how easily it works. Another great thing about groupies is your arrival and departure dates can be different. So I have a group that's traveling in May to a resort in Mexico, and the dates that I gave the groupies people were May 23rd to May 29th. Now, my clients can actually travel anywhere from May 20th arrival date to like May 25th arrival date or something like that. And then it'll go through even beyond May 29th. So as long as they arrive at some point in the beginning and they leave a few days before or after, it's all covered. And groupies will send you an email that outlines exactly when you can and can't arrive and when you can depart and still be covered under that group and still receive those benefits and discounts. So I'm just going to like hop right into it. And one more thing, another great thing about the Groupies promo codes that they give you is they are able to be used across brands. So let's say that you like to book with Apple. Okay, great. You book 5 rooms with Apple. You go in and you realize when you're going to book the 6th room that price has jumped up. You can check the pricing in FunJet, and if FunJet's coming in lower, you can actually use the same Apple Groupies promo code in FunJet. You could also use it in Travel Impressions. So those codes are not, they're not company specific within VAX. You can use it in any of the ALG suppliers as long as they offer that resort. So it's really easy to, jump back and forth based on pricing and availability. So when you do your booking, you're booking it just as you normally would. Regular stuff that you would normally do. Let's do May 23rd to the 29th. Hopefully my promo code will pop right up. You can see they usually start with GPT. And you can just run it. And as soon as you put that code in, it's going to eliminate all your other resorts. Since you are doing a group at a specific resort, it's going to take out all the other resorts. So you're not going to get a search page that has, 112 resorts on it, and you have to go back and find your resort and everything like that. It's going to take you right to the resort that your Groupies code is contracted with. I'm sorry, not contracted, associated with. All right. Why? Of course. You know what? Give me a sec. I don't know why it's not. I swear, I literally booked someone in this group yesterday, but today it's going to give me an error message. Oh my goodness. You all know how it is. Let's try again. And just a note, if you feel like you're not going to be able to fulfill, like, let's say you have, some people that you have, like, they have 3 rooms. It's just a few couples, they want to go away together and they have 3 rooms. You can take that same package that you're offering them, and you can advertise it in Extra Vacations, which is what I love to do. And then you can get those additional rooms and you can make it a group and apply that discount to everyone's package. So you can run a group even if they don't know each other, which is actually what I did in this case because I didn't think she was going to make 5 rooms. But you can see she is set up to go to Margaritaville in May. You can see up here, when I put in my groupies code, it immediately took $100 off the top. And then you just go through and you book as normal. You just book each individual room. And it's really easy to see, you know, your flight choices. Flights do not have to be the same for everybody. They can come from different airports. You can do the room without the flights for some, room with flights for others. Travel protection is always optional. It can be added to any of the reservations. So there's really, with groupies, you really can mix and match. The only thing that stays the same is the resort. You can change room categories, you can change features, you can add rental cars, you can upgrade the shuttle transportation for each individual room. Like for this group, I have most of them going on the standard shuttle, but the birthday girl who is running the group, I upgraded her to, you know, the private service. And yes, they pay more, or you can, you know, you can cover that out of your commission, whatever you want to do, you know, for your groups. You can do all of that. But that's it for groupies. It's super easy. You just go ahead, you book like normal. They'll tell you when, you know, your final payment date is, and just a word to the wise, especially when working with groups, you should do it for every reservation that you do. Bump that date up anywhere from 5 to 10 days, that final due date. You know, if it says May 10th, tell them May 1st, you know, just to give yourself and them time, because it always seems like that final payment has some issues, especially in groups, in my experience. So let me see. All right, so yeah, you can see the final payment date is April 8th. I told this particular group that it was April 1st. It gives me a week to play around if somebody's payment's not going through, or there's issues, or VAX goes down for maintenance, whatever. It gives me time to play around and get, you know, get some time. And another thing is, when you have larger groups and all of those payments are due, those final payments due on the same day, if you tell them April 8th, you're going to be glued to your computer all day from whenever they start sending those payments in the morning of the 8th, you know, and some people will wait until the last minute, you know, 11:30 or midnight on April 8th to send those in. So if you build in a buffer of a few days, you can apply those payments as they roll in, or, you know, you can just have some time. You don't have to feel like you have to get it in or the reservation's going to cancel. So just a little bit of advice. I know I went kind of quick. Any questions so far on groupies? No?
No, I'm good.
All right. And I'm just going to pull up the email. I want to show you guys what the actual email you'll get back from Group E's, the groups group. Sounds weird. I'll show you what that looks like when they get back to you. So you can see, you know, I asked for the code, they send it right over. And I like that they put it right in the, you know, in the top of the email, what it is. It tells you when your last booking window is. You do have to open this up so you can see. So you can see I can book anytime from December 9th up until April 18th. And they can be considered part of the group. If you book after that, they can still move them into the group, but the discount will not apply. So they would still get, like, you know, if there's a champagne breakfast or a special welcoming party or a group dinner, they would still get those benefits, but they would lose out on the discount. So they have to be booked by April 18th in order to get their discounts. And you can see that they can arrive anytime and leave anytime. I'm sorry, arrive anytime in this window in order to get the perks of being in the group. So even though the group runs from May 23rd to May 29th, they can arrive anytime from the 18th to the 28th and still take advantage of all the perks and the discount. So that's it. It's really easy. And each individual group, each Group E's code, depending on the resort line that you picked, has different perks. So let me show you that. there's a big, oh, great, that's awesome. Why is it like that? Oh my goodness. There it is. And you can see it's a little bit different here than it was in Apple when I showed you in the beginning, just request a code is in a different spot. So there's, you know, all different things that you can get. This is what, you know, the ALG offers, anniversaries, they get a 2-night return stay. And, you know, they're not staying for 2 nights, they're going to stay, you know, for 5, 6, 7. So they're going to book that with you. And it shows you all the discounts that they get. So you can see it's 25 per booking up to $999.99, and then it goes up from there on each one. Most resorts that you've worked with and that us as a group work with fall into the bonus hotel. Non-bonus hotel tend to be boutique, not chains, maybe not as well known, but you can see that their discounts are less. And when you click on there, the download list, this is going to show you exactly what you get with each. There we go. This is going to show you what you get with every resort that you can book with the Groupies code. Or not. You know, I don't know if it's my Wi-Fi. I don't know what's happening. Try again.
I know it's a big file. It usually takes a minute to finish downloading.
I know, but I downloaded it this morning, so it wouldn't be, so it wouldn't do this. All right, here we go. So you can search by hotel. You can, you know, see, you can search by destination. You can search by hotel. Let's see if I can get that. Let me. So if you're searching by destination, so we could just pick, you know, Cancun. You can see they have like all the major chains are here. You can see they just have like, it says now Emerald, but that's AM Resort. So there's going to be different ones depending on which actual resort within the brand, but they're all pretty similar. Like if you pick an AM Resort, most of them are going to be very similar. But just for example, you can see that this is what they require of you for each booking. Sorry, I know it's really hard to see on this thing. There it goes. All right, so you can see if it's more than 10 rooms, if it's 5 to 9 rooms, there's a little bit of a difference on when they're going to close that group. They'll show you the amenities. Usually, it's not showing it right now. There it is. All right, well, we'll just use Palladium because they're actually showing it. So you can see Palladium requires 10 rooms. And weddings are different than regular groups. I'm not going to go into weddings because I have to be honest, like I'm still learning weddings. I'm really trying, but it's just, you know, we're in wave season, so it's a little difficult right now to focus on that. But you can see with Palladium Group at TRS Coral, they're offering, you know, 1 adult stays for every 10. So you book 10, your 11th guest is free. And that'll go all the way up until you have 14 free guests, and they're going to cut you off. Usually they will comp a room after you get so many rooms. I think almost all of them offer a private check-in. If everybody arrives at the same time on the same flight, same shuttle, you know, they usually have like a champagne welcome party for everyone. But you can see every resort is going to be a little bit different in what they offer your groups. So you can go through this beforehand and see what perks you want to offer your groups, and then, you know, pick from there as well. Just qualify your client, pick, you know, 2 or 3 resorts you think are going to work for them, and then look at the perks. When they do a comped room, you do have a choice, and other people do it different ways. So sometimes it'll be like your 6th room or your 7th room, 8th room, 9th room, whatever, will be comped, meaning after the group travels, your VAX supplier will reach out to you. They're going to send you an email and say, hey, you know, you booked 11 rooms. So that means one of the rooms gets comped. And then they will ask you, they'll say, do you want us to credit a certain reservation? If so, send us the reservation number and they will put that money back on their credit card. Or do you want that as a commission? And they will send it to you as a commission. So you have a choice with many of them. So it's up to you if you want to tell them that they'll get a comped room if they book, you know, X number of rooms. Typically, I do that. I tell them that because the amount of the comped room, let's say I'm selling a $2,000 vacation, the amount of the comped room is usually going to be like half that. Let's say it's like $1,000, or, you know, sometimes even less after you add on, you know, like airfare, shuttle, all that stuff. So if it's 2,000, let's say they're getting comped $1,000 for their room. I'll tell them that, and I send that money back to them after they've traveled. And I do that for a couple of reasons, but one of the reasons is because they're going to be your biggest hype man. They're going to want to get to that 8, 9, 10, 11 room mark so that their room gets comped. So it saves me from having to beg their friends or repeatedly posting it in Extra Vacations to fill the group. Because if they know that their room is going to be free, they're going to tell everybody that they're even remotely close with that to come and join their group, and they're going to give them your information. So while it might seem silly that you're giving away $1,000, think about it. If 3 rooms book with you, you know, 3 additional rooms that weren't going to book into that group, that's your $1,000 right there. And since they're pulling more people into the group, that's more potential clients down the line that you can sell to. And they're going to remember you because they're going to, you know, there's a lot of communication in groups, especially. So all those travelers are going to be talking to you, and you're going to be running that group. So for me, it's worth it to sacrifice that extra commission to get my lead travelers to pull more people into the group, just to expose me to more potential clients. And again, it's usually only 3, maybe 4 rooms that makes up that $1,000 commission loss, if that's what you want to call it. So any questions on that? And I absolutely understand why some people just take that money as commission. I totally get that, like if they're a pain in the butt group or whatever. But generally, I will say, like, I have a group traveling in June, and I've already gotten 2 more groups out of this one group, and they haven't even traveled yet. So this group's traveling in June. I had just finished a group in March that I got from them, and I have another group traveling in August, all from this one June group. So by offering back her the comped room, I've probably sold another 30,000 in rooms just from offering this one woman her room back. So I can tell you from experience, for me personally, it's paid off offering that commission, not commission, but offering them the comped room rather than keeping it for myself. Any questions so far? No? All right. So last thing I wanted to talk about is just, I know people can get overwhelmed, but you can see TravelJoy makes it super easy to run groups too. So you can see like all these these are all people traveling, same place, same dates. It's real easy to see who's booked, who I sent a proposal to, you know, all that stuff. So in combination with TravelJoy, it's really easy to run groups. You can see I like to do it a lot. And I said, I just had a couple more that came back. And you can see some of them are smaller. Like this is my personal trip. It's just myself and 2 other couples going, but it still helps me to keep it, you know, together. And in the case of my May family, I didn't know, not her, I didn't know in the beginning if she was going to get to 5 groups. So what I did is I had a previous client that had a travel credit. I booked her into this group because that was actually the 5th room. It was the last room that this group needed in order to get the perks. So I booked her into it, and I've been advertising it in Extra Vacations pretty heavily. And then when they book, if they book pretty much, you know, anytime between that May 18th and May 28th date, I'm booking them into this group so that my group continues to get perks. No, I don't, obviously, if they're getting like, you know, a fire, you know, a bonfire on the beach as a group, I'm not going to tell the people that I booked in Extra Vacations that they need to be down at the beach by 5 o'clock for Michelle's birthday bonfire. Like that would be weird. But I am able to offer them other things. I'm able to offer them that, you know, $100 to $200 discount off their room. So if they do go to the resort website and they try to price it out themselves, I'm coming in under because I have that groupies code attached, which brings it down. And sometimes they will upgrade everyone's rooms if they have availability. So my clients my extra vacations clients that I'm unknowingly booking into this group, they're going to get perks usually that they don't even realize that they're going to get. And I might not even realize until they actually travel. But again, it's just, it meets your room quota and it helps you out because again, it makes you look really, really good. And you don't need to tell them that they're part of a group at all. So any questions on that? It's kind of the same thing that we do with group cruises in extra vacations. Like you just keep advertising the same dates and it's a group and really they don't even need to know that they're part of a group. It's just for the perks. Anything else? This was super short. So if there's anything else you want me to go over while you have me, I'm more than happy to. No? All right, in that case, I will say have a great day. And if you guys do have any questions on Group Ease or working it into TravelJoy, feel free to find me on Marco Polo or ask me in the group and I'll be happy to walk you through it. Otherwise, have a great day. Thanks,
All
guys.
right, thank you.
Yep.
No.